Go.
I'm Kris Foate. This is Monday Morning Jolt. Let's get started. Shirona?
Good morning. Today we have Scott Howard, and the best to describe Scott is he helps people without asking many questions. He says like, how can I help you? How can I be there for you? What can I do?
That's pretty direct.
It's pretty direct, right? And then he doesn't even know what he's getting into, but he's always willing to help. And then he is a blogger, and then he does marketing, whole bunch of things which I don't even know. So Scott, tell us what you do.
Well, you said I do a lot of things. I just was counting on my way over here this morning. There's 4 different not-for-profit organizations we're working with right now. So it is getting sort of busy. We've got a Gus Macker basketball tournament going on, working with the Lions Club, working with the Advertising Federation, working with, there was a 4th one in there somewhere.
The advertising has to come in someplace.
And yes, and I also have a paid full-time job and do some other things on the side. So it's busy, but it's fun.
But the radio
station, yes. Just recently celebrated 7 years with the Summit City Radio Group. We just launched a 4th radio station again. And that's taking up a little bit of my time these days, along with everything else that goes on.
So, why are Mondays great for you, if they are?
Usually they are because I prepare on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mostly Friday and Sunday for Mondays.
Wow, 3 days.
Saturday is usually a day where I try not to think about work at all, unless I actually have something that's work-related to do, but I'll do things that are non-work-related, stuff around the house, things like that. Fridays, make up a list of what it is I project I will do the following week. Sunday, review that list and add some more things so that when I start on Monday, I pretty much am well prepared, but my list is always a floating list. I have lists of things that I am going to attempt to accomplish, but some of those things often have to be rearranged.
So you do the ABC and you drop things.
So these are more like needle movers.
Right. There's certain things that have to be done, appointments, things along that line, although depending upon the needs of certain people, I may have to reschedule some things, but usually if I set an appointment, I'm going to be there. But some of the other things that go on behind the scenes, I do those when I need to and rearrange the priorities on them. So it keeps me busy. That's fun.
So what do you do to kickstart your Monday?
Usually, my alarm goes off 5 days a week, about 6:30 in the morning, and then on the days that on Saturday and Sunday, I wake up by 7 o'clock anyway without the alarm. Apparently my body's used to that time frame.
The old body alarm.
Yeah. Mondays, my wife works on Monday mornings, and she usually leaves the house about the time that my alarm goes off. So I've got an hour or so that I can do things around the house, check emails, do some updating on some things, making sure everything is put into place. Coffee shops are usually not my routine during the week in the mornings. Sunday mornings, you'll usually find me at a coffee shop. Usually I will hang out at a coffee shop in the afternoon because most of the work that I do, I can do on my laptop, which is very portable. And most of the coffee shops have the Wi-Fi access.
Do you have an adage or philosophy by which you live your life?
Depends on which area. For example.
It depends. That's my adage. It depends.
It depends. With my kids, when they were growing up, I just wanted to raise them to become strong, independent people who were able to take care of themselves and still feel free to come to me with whatever they needed to. And that's worked out well. They're all in their 20s now. With work, with the marketing side, I try to avoid what I see some people do, and that's they try and sell stuff. I try and dig deeper to find out what it is that a business or an individual needs, and then see if there's something that I can offer to them or make some suggestions. And usually when I have a meeting with somebody, the first hour or so that we meet, I will come up with 1 or 2 suggestions that won't cost them anything, and then come back again with some ideas and some suggestions for the future that we can help them with.
One of the things that I want to cover here is that we didn't cover is like you are heavily involved in social media. But what I see is that social media has become a fashion these days, but you are putting a more humanistic touch to the social media.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is like yours is a lot more personal. Because a lot of people think like, okay, the relationships, all those things can now go away. We can use the social media to create things.
Well, a lot of the things are just communication tools.
Yes.
Just like when I started in the radio business a couple lifetimes ago, that we've always had communication tools. Oftentimes when I was a disc jockey, we would communicate with our audience. They would call up and ask for songs. That was one way. Later on when talk radio became a viable format, then people could interact on various subjects with talk show hosts. Some of the things like Twitter and Facebook and things, you see people having conversations back and forth, just using their cell phones or their computers to have those conversations. Text messaging, same way. So.
But what I was trying to get to, Scott, is like you still have to maintain relationships. These are just tools to communicate. That doesn't mean you can go away from hiding in a corner or like expecting, like we can do all those things, right?
Exactly.
You still have to have that personal touch.
Yes, and I make a point. That's one of the reasons why I'm involved with various things in town besides the radio station and being involved with going to various events. It's been interesting the last few years. I will run into people, like when we stepped into the coffee shop here today, there was 3 people that knew me, that I knew, besides the 2 of you. So it's paying off.
Yeah.
It's enjoying being back in my hometown and having those types of relationships.
We have a superpower question. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Well, it would be to get rid of the cold that I've been nursing the last couple of days.
So healing. It'd be the universal healer.
Actually, today's the best day. The other thing that would be more permanent is I wish that I had some magical way of whenever I'm handed a piece of paper, it would automatically go into the right file.
Ah.
Because I will spend some time after hours taking care of some of that filing.
That's an organizational superpower.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve Jobs,
You're good at that.
Steve Jobs might be listening.
Yep.
And tell us something about you that even people that are closest to you may not know. That would surprise people. Yeah.
Well, there's one thing that only a few people know about, and that's back when Ryan White was diagnosed with AIDS some 20 plus years ago. There was he was in the same community that I was in, and our radio station had been sold. The radio station, I was one of the managers, and so we were all losing our jobs. The news director introduced me to Ryan, didn't realize what my situation was, but it put life in perspective because I thought, here's a guy who's going to be losing his life, and I'm just losing a job. Life is not that bad after all. I can always recover from those types of things.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us.
So anyway, I want to thank you too, Scott. But how do people get hold of you?
There's a couple ways. One is to simply Google Scloho, SCLOHO, and they'll find a couple thousand links or so. They can call me on my cell phone, 710-7078.
That's 260, right?
Or send an email to scott@scloho.net. It's SCLOHO.net.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. This is Monday Morning Jolt. Use it.